Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna.
I thought we were going to forget to say that then. And today we have Bonnie Kellett with us. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
It's our pleasure.
Worries.
We're so glad you're here.
Definitely. In the future, of course.
In the future.
So just before we even go any further, yeah. I'm in the past. Paula's the present. You're the future. It's like this whole bad Christmas vibe, and because your summer future. I'm like, well, I guess technically I'm still summer. I'm in Florida, but it's like winter technically in the northern hemisphere. So right.
It's cold too.
Yeah.
It's the Crazy Women Country Christmas Carol.
Well, that's not fair.
It is.
Yeah.
Freezing here. That's
It is.
fair.
I feel like I should be wearing a cape being the future and, pointing at something,
We need to do that, I think. Okay, so now we've hit the madness already before we've even started. Why don't you tell our Crazy Women Country fans who is Bonnie Kellett?
Oh.
Hardest question, I promise.
I know. It is the hardest question. Well, I was born. No, just kidding. But I do come from a little town called Willunga in Adelaide, which is in South Australia, and I've grown up with a very country orientated musical family, and my dad played the banjo and the guitar and he sang, and my mum played the flute, and I learned violin from a very young age. That was my first instrument, guitar, and then singing, and then started songwriting, and just kind of the love of country music has just continued on throughout my life. I had a little bit of a break in between, but when I started loving country again, it just came back in full force. I just love the community of it, and the beautiful people that I get to meet, and the people who are so inspired by country music. It really makes my heart melt. So I'm kind of a little bit pop, rocky, folky, I'm kind of a bit of a mixed bag. I like to write music that will really hit home, that will inspire people, or might help them through a difficult situation. So there's always a story behind all of my songs, but that's what country music is. It's storytelling, and that's why I love it so much too.
Awesome.
Absolutely, and that's definitely evident in your recent release, Bare Feet. I mean, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, I just felt like it was normal Florida day here in December almost, and I'm like, oh, that's right, we're supposed to be in winter here, but it's summer there. So I'm like, it was perfect. Like that's just like perfect.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I want you to, when you listen to that song, to just feel like, kicking off your shoes, and, no matter whether it's, whatever weather it is, just having a dance, and having a good time. I think we deserve it after the last 3 years.
We do. We definitely do.
And I think in your area it was even more stringent, and I think Paula's than the US. They were a little more, open, I guess, in some aspects, but not that I agreed with some of it, but like it was a lot more stringent in other countries, that there was like, you come to the country, you're quarantined for this many days regardless, and then
it was really strict here. It was crazy strict, but we survived. I don't know how sometimes, but we survived. We
got through to the other side.
Yes, definitely.
And we weren't allowed to dance for 3 years, which was really a very interesting experience as a musician, because I feel very blessed that I survived through COVID as a full-time musician, so I didn't have to give up and take on another job. I've survived through it, and I still got to do a lot of gigs when we were open and when it was possible, but people weren't allowed to dance. And if people tried to, they were told to sit down. And when I wrote the song, I wrote it, it's about the last night before we went into that lockdown. And, I was working on an island in Queensland, and, we were all being sent home the next day. I'd fallen in love with somebody who was on the island. He had to stay, and I was going back to Adelaide for a little bit. There were people going back to Canada and the US and, just countries all over the world. And we just had this big last hurrah party, and nobody wanted that night to end. Nobody wanted to see the sunrise because we were so scared about what was going to be happening the next day. That was really terrifying. And, but we were kind of all, because we were in it together, we were all embracing that uncertainty of going, that's why there's the line, if the world was to end, it was like, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but, we're going to have a great time tonight. And, I think 3 years on, for me, I watch at a lot of gigs that I perform at. People are still actually, they don't get up and dance as much because, I think for the last 3 years, that's kind of been, kind of ingrained in them. So, 3 years on, this song takes on a new life form for me. I just want people to really just have a good time because, like, as it says, we only live once. So just let's that's in the past, and, let's go to the future and let's just have a good time.
Yeah, we had the same here. I must admit, a lot of the dance clubs around here or anything like that, if you had live music on, you weren't allowed to get up, you weren't allowed to do anything. You just had to sit and watch. And I think from a spectator's point of view, that is just weird. I mean, you always see people dancing. Even if you're not a dancer, you always see people involved. So it was a very strange experience. And for an artist, it must be even weirder, So it's good that you survived.
Yes.
We're happy about that. Definitely.
Yes. So I'm going to ask a question here. So we know that it was like that last hurrah. So is that why, like, I guess I'm going to ask the question, why did you hold on this awesome song for so long? Because I mean, first time I heard it, I was like, I love this song. This is just beautiful. Like, it just like you said, it just makes you want to like, just, enjoy. And I was working the first time I heard it. I'm like typing away and I'm like, I don't really want to work anymore. I just want to go and just, like, walk away from my computer, although my boss would yell at me, because I was in the middle of something important. But it's just that feeling of just enjoying.
I love that. I love that. That fills my heart so much to hear that. Yes. Yeah, great question. So I started recording my debut album in January of 2020. So just before we went into that first lockdown. And it didn't get completed until, June, or July of 2020. And, then by the time it kind of took me to meet the right people to release it. We were actually just getting ready to do the big first photo shoot and, to get everything together just as Australia went into its second lockdown. So, again, I was like, we've got to wait again. So, from the time of releasing my first single, that was in February of last year, so 2022. So, it kind of took 2 years to get to that point. And, I have been writing like crazy the whole lockdown. I have so much music there that is sitting on my computer that I'm so excited to share with everybody. And I'm really proud of the album, and the album went to the #2 spot on the ARIA charts, which, was more than I ever dreamed of. I was so excited when, I was not expecting that. So it was a huge dream come true. And so I really feel like the album had to have its moment. It's really a time capsule of what I was going through during that time. And, the songs that I've been writing since then are a time capsule of the last 3 years. And so, I've been holding on to these songs going, oh, I can't wait to release, new songs
Yeah.
as well as release the album. So I must admit that's why, it was only 6 months between releasing the album and releasing the next single. And a lot of people went, that's so quick. And I was like, I just have so much music I want to share and I'm so excited. So, I'm so excited that it's out there now in the world.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I'm so glad you
So,
mentioned that, because I think, sorry, I was
no,
just gonna say, I
go,
think
go.
that's true, because so many writers were, musicians and stuff were writing during the whole time. And it's just, the way that they release, that's why I was asking. It's just amazing to see the difference in each individual artist and writer.
Yeah,
So
definitely, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to ask, what is your writing? Okay, I've forgotten the words. Your writing. Where do you write
process.
best? That's the one. Thank you very much.
I got that. I got
the
the
word there.
word.
So where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
1 point for me today.
What's your writing process? We've asked this of other people. People say, "Oh, I write really well in the bath or in the swimming pool with water around me or something like that." What's your process?
Great question again. I inspiration to me comes when I least expect it. It will come when I'm driving and I'll have to pull over and get the microphone out and and sing into my phone. It will come in the shower. I've had like the bridge for Gaslight came to me while I was in the shower and I had to jump out of the shower and write it down because I've learned I was at a party the other day and I said something and in my head I went, that's a great story for a song. And then I didn't write it down and I was driving in the car and I was like, I had something. No, it's gone. It's gone. So
No.
that's the trick of the trade is write it down as soon as inspiration comes because it will go. But very much for me, it also comes very differently. So for example, Devil fell out of me in like an hour, the whole thing, Humble Hero, same thing. I was actually on the plane from Nashville to San Francisco on the way, and then we were coming home, and it was a red eye flight, and I was squished in between two people. I was in the middle seat, squished in between two people that were sleeping, and I'd had this idea for a long time that I wanted to write a song that
Oh, I think we froze.
cancer that all the inspiration that he gave me and in country music and I had the idea for ages but just the inspiration didn't come and it came on the red eye flight squished between two people sleeping so I'm whispering into my phone the melody and the lyrics and I'm writing it down on quickly and the song didn't change much from that moment. There was only one line that I was like da 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 da, like I couldn't quite come up with a line for it, and it was about a year later I went a humble hero, and then that became the song title. So, things can come quick, they can take forever. It just, I think the thing with music and with inspiration is to just, I feel like it'll just come when it comes, when it wants to
Yeah,
come.
yeah. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So tell us, who are some of your sheroes, the women that you admire?
Oh, so many. And I love having female heroes that I can look up to. Like my Instagram is full of them because, I think it's so important to be, celebrating, each other. And, one of my biggest heroes is actually a woman who I am lucky enough to be touring with, Amber Lawrence. And, for a long time, she's been my hero because she's not only an incredible songwriter, but an incredible musician. But she does this all while she's a mum. And she does music full time while she's a mum and she tours. And, she has this beautiful family. And to me, that is something that I aspire to have. And I think that that's so important, to have. And, same thing, all of her lyrics have a meaning and, have a background to them. So I think that's really incredible. I'm a huge fan of Miranda Lambert. Miranda, I love her and I love Of course, Taylor Swift, you know, going to like the big ones. You know, and then even outside of country, you know, Alanis Morissette, you know, I just,
Mhm.
oh, there's so many. There's so many that I just love. I love the Chicks. I even love the Cause with the violin, you know,
The
there's,
calls are awesome. The
yeah,
calls are definitely
Mhm.
awesome. We did that.
Cause are so good.
Mm.
Yeah, but I just think, oh, and in Australia, another one that I really love is Amy Shark. Same thing, like especially with her, you know, she does the looping thing as well, which I do kind of like Ed Sheeran, you know, and I pull in the violin kind of vibes with that. So, you know, that is something that I really love about her as well.
That's awesome. And you're right. Women should be supporting women. We should all be supporting each other. You know,
Yeah,
I know we're all
Absolutely.
trying to be at the top, but you know, we should help each other up, not just fight each other. Not the
yeah,
not the way
I
to do
love
it. So
saying raising tides raise all ships is what I think.
yes,
definitely, I love that. It's a great
absolutely.
thing.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's
So would
awesome.
you like to do our 13 crazy questions now?
Oh, okay, let's do it.
I love this. I
And
love
I
this.
promise we won't get arrested yet because we're obviously, in the words of Miranda Lambert, way too pretty for prison.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I love
Love
it.
that song. Love
I
that
love
song.
it. Okay.
I'm gonna have to use that more
Here,
now.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think so. That's gonna be our tagline for this.
Yep.
Um. Okay. So, question number one. This is dead easy. We say, what is your guilty pleasure music?
Guilty pleasure music. I have a little bit of a background in musical theatre, and I do love a little bit of musical theatre, you know, something like Hamilton, you know,
Mm.
something like that, you know, just love it. And you know what? Like Dolly's 9 to 5 is pretty awesome too, just saying.
That is definitely awesome. I love that.
Oh. Okay, finish this line. Today, as in Tuesday in the future, my favorite song is.
Oh, that is hard. Okay. Tuesday, my favorite song is mm, I wanna answer quickly for you, but I'm literally going like, what am I listening to at the moment? Oh, I'm loving Casey Musgraves at the moment, and Taylor Swift. So I'm going to go with the last thing I listened to, which is probably Anti-Hero. Let's go with that. Too many to choose.
It's very difficult, isn't it? It's very difficult. Um, what one song would play every time you enter the room?
Oh, as long as it wasn't a horn going like dun 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 dun.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want
Oh.
that.
Oh, I just know that would happen to me. That would be my luck if that actually would happen. Oh, okay. Oh, I actually have a playlist that's like a get up and get it done kind of thing. Um, oh, this is, oh, um, I don't know. I'm just going into my get up and get it done playlist just quickly and having a look, and oh, you know what? Shania Twain, life's about to get good.
That's
Definitely.
a
I
great
like
one.
that.
Yeah.
That is definitely a
Mhm.
great one.
Oh,
I can't believe I missed Shania Twain actually in that other question. She's a huge person I look up to as well. She's just incredible. And the fact that she's come back with a vengeance recently, I just love it. I love it.
oh yeah, he's awesome.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. So hypothetically, if we all go to karaoke, would you go to karaoke with me and sing with me?
Yes.
She says
Absolutely.
yes, and she hasn't
When
even.
when are we meeting up?
Yeah.
There we go. We're off to Australia now. Woohoo!
Well, I didn't have any plans for Australia for at least 2 or 3 years, so
Well, maybe I'll just
So
have
are
to
you
come
coming
to
to the
Florida.
US?
Yeah, I
Well, you're
think
welcome
this
anytime.
we'll have to make it happen.
I love it.
I feel like I need to get a
Okay,
professional teacher now for singing. Okay.
I'm just gonna watch. I'll be a cheerleader. I got my pom poms. Yay! Give us a guess. Give us a guess. Okay, if you ever wrote a book, what genre would it be?
I love, inspirational books, self-help books, things that, inspire you to learn how to write and, creative writing. And yeah, just that kind of good vibes kind of books. My favorite is a book called The Music Lesson by Victor Wooten, and it is one of the most inspirational books, if not the most inspirational book that I have ever read. I just love it.
Awesome. Awesome. We have to add that to our list of books to read.
Please do. It
Absolutely.
is amazing. It was incredible. Yeah.
Tell us something on your bucket list.
On my bucket list, that's a good question too. And you know what, at the moment, because the last place overseas that I went was Nashville in 2018. So the bucket list is to get on a plane and get overseas again. I haven't really had, time since we've opened back up, and it's something that I was thinking about a lot recently going into next year. I'm like, I need to just book a flight and, go somewhere, anywhere, just
Anyway,
overseas and go travel again. Yeah.
you're welcome to Spain.
I will come to Spain. I have
Welcome to
not been to
Spain.
Spain. I have not been to,
We've got the
anywhere over
pool. You
there.
can
So
come and
that would be
chill.
incredible.
There you go. Actually, you've got a pool as well.
Yes,
So.
we can do some karaoke too.
We can have Donna there on the camera.
Love that.
Oh, it's me. Sorry.
That's you. Yeah, it's okay.
Is it me? Is it me? Okay, so what was the last thing you read?
The last thing I read, I've actually got a book right here next to me that is kind of I'm in the middle of it at the moment. Is How to Do the Work, Dr. Nicole LaPera. I just, yeah, like I said, I'm kind of a more because I'll go up and down with my inspiration. Like, there'll be moments where like nothing's kind of coming to me, and then there'll be times when like I get a lot. And when I'm in those kind of like down moments, I like to find things that inspire me. And, this one was actually on Instagram of another Australian artist, Caitlin Shadbolt, and she was reading it. So I went and got it because I was like, oh, I love the vibe of that. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
good so far.
that was kind of a Blue Peter moment. Here's one we made earlier.
I know.
Amazing.
I was like, I can't believe this is actually on this. Yeah, this was not planned.
Oh. Well, another hypothetical question. Hypothetically, if I called you and said, "Hey, Bonnie, I have a dead body I need to hide. Do you know a good place?"
I love it.
I live in Australia. There's plenty of places.
We're sorted here. We've just got to get the
Yeah.
money to Australia. That's the first.
Yeah.
That's right. You have
Okay.
crocodiles there. We only have, well, technically, I think we only have alligators here. Thank God. But
There's many things in Australia that can kill you. There's even a song. There's like, come to Australia, you might accidentally get killed. No, just kidding.
That's actually a country song. You know that. That is a country song in the making. That is definitely a country song.
No. And like we do like the house that I live in right now has I do get spiders that are harmless. These are harmless spiders. In fact, they're actually really good
huge.
because they but yeah, they're about as big as my hand. Sometimes I'll walk into my bedroom and I'm like, I'm burning the place down. I'm out. But they are actually but they are actually harmless, and they actually eat the whitetails and the redbacks and things like that are actually poisonous. So even though I'm like, I'm out, I'm like, actually, I don't mind you being in my house. You're okay. You can stay. Just not in my bedroom, please.
Yeah, move away.
Yeah, move away. Off you go.
Well, if I ever come to Australia, I'm probably gonna have to call you and be like, you're gonna have to help me out with this. Yeah. I mean, if it was a
I'd say
snake,
come and
I mean,
stay at
pretty much
mine,
anything
but
else.
yeah. Say come and stay at mine, but we will have spiders that, are this big.
And the spiders don't really bother me too much. It's the snakes. Snakes give me the heat. We get teeny snakes here, and they still give me the heebie-jeebies.
We do get some nasty snakes, but luckily not where I am right now. I have lived in a place where there were I did see a lot of red belly black snakes. They're not good. But yeah, not where I am now, thankfully.
See, snakes are just freaks. They can do things they shouldn't be able to do. So yeah, no. They're my biggest fear in life. Okay, let's move on from these recording things.
Nope. Yeah. Big nopes to spiders and snakes. Nopes.
Let's move on to the next fun question. Okay, so what's your game plan if we ever have a zombie apocalypse?
Didn't we just have one? It was called COVID.
There you go.
That it was.
Another one, yeah.
Another one. Okay, an actual zombie apocalypse. My game plan. I think I'd probably get killed off in the first 5 minutes, to be honest. But a game plan. It's because I can't watch those movies. Anything with zombies in it, I'm like, I can't watch them. Except I did. What was that? They went into a prison in one of them. Let's just get into a prison, and they can stay on their side of the fence, and we can stay on our side of the fence. And
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, resources, plants, and things. Yeah. If I survive the first 5 minutes.
You've got to survive getting in there first. If you don't get in there.
Yeah. I'll have the guitar, so I'm really resourceful. I've got the guitar and the violin. I'm probably not the best person, but
maybe they respond to music. Maybe it's like, remember, what was the story of Peter Piper and the rats? Remember?
Yeah.
Do you know the story? Yeah. So that might be, maybe.
I'll just play the violin and lead them into the ocean.
There you go.
There we go.
Awesome.
Done.
Awesome.
That's the game plan. I'm glad we had this prep before it happens.
You know exactly what's going to happen.
If we made a movie about your life tomorrow, who would you want to play you?
Oh, what a beautiful question. And I have no idea. But I love that. I love that. I dig that. Oh God, I don't know. What's the name? From like the Hunger Games.
I know who you mean. Yes. I can't think of her name either right now, but I know who you mean.
Oh my Lord, what is her name?
I will think of it later.
Yeah, she's incredible. Let's say her.
We'll say her. Hunger Games.
Yeah. Yes. I'm having like it's not early in the morning here, but I want to say it's early in the morning, so my brain's not quite working yet. But yeah,
not quite working. Okay, what is the worst pizza topping?
I'm all for pineapple on pizza. Just saying. So I will not be saying pineapple because I love a bit of salty and sweet. I'm going to go with anchovies. Not a fan of anchovies on pizza.
I can think that one. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'll agree with you. They don't belong on pizza.
No. They don't belong on anything.
Well, in a Caesar salad, they make that. The dressing for Caesar dressing. Yeah, that's about it.
Or that's just Scooby-Doo, of course. That's a whole new world.
Tell us something that you would never do.
Or never do. Something I would never do. Break into a bank.
Well, that's a good thing.
Again, just I would be the first to get caught. Not stealthy, not, yeah, no. I'll leave that to the
You'll be caught hanging from the
professionals.
wall. That's it. I'm stuck. I can't
Yeah.
move. I love that. Okay. Your last question. Your last question. Do you live by any words of wisdom?
I do. One of them is one I've already said, rising tides raise all ships. I'm a big believer in that. And not that, I mean, there's lots that I go by now. Now I'm having a blank. I'm not very good at this on the spot thing, am I? Um, but like, no, there's that saying, your vibe attracts your tribe. So, I'm all about, good vibrations and, high vibrations, and, you will attract the right people to you if you're, and I think that that's been very true for me for the last few years. Definitely. I'm surrounded by some really beautiful people now, a great team, who have really, really helped my music, and, some really good friends, and of course my incredible family around me. So, I feel very blessed.
That's awesome. And then she's got two crazy women following her as well. So,
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That is awesome. I love that.
So tell us, what does the rest of this year and 2024 hold?
Yeah, some very, very exciting things. In fact, just in a few days on Friday, I will be embarking on a cruise ship called Cruise and Country, with some an incredible lineup of Australian country music artists. This is not just my first cruise and country, but also my first cruise in general. I've never been on a cruise before, so I kind of don't know what to expect. I'm nervous about everything, but like really like good nervous energy, like excited nervous. Um,
Can you please give me a full
I
detail of it? Because I've wanted to go on a
Yeah.
cruise and I haven't either. So
All right, we'll meet up afterwards, and I'll let you know, because yeah, it's gonna be it's I'm really excited, because like they're like like a floating city, aren't they? They're just, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just having a look on the app at things to do, and it looks like, not just the amazing artists that are on the ship. It's just going to be an insane, like, I wonder how I'm going to be able to do everything in a week. There's so much to do.
That's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just I think it was last week, I was just in the studio recording my next single, and I've got quite a few lined up. It's actually the one after that is I'm super excited about. I'm really excited about that one when that one comes out. So yeah, now that I'm getting on to the new music, that's very exciting for 2024. Um, in Australia, we have the Tamworth Country Music Festival, and I'll be performing my first headline show there next year with another
congrats.
incredible artist. Thank you. It's so incredibly exciting and nerve-wracking as well. And I'll be with we're teaming up with a double header with another incredible artist, Courtney Kyle. We're good friends, and we've got some very special guests that we're not announcing. You have to come along, have to get down to Australia to come and watch. But it is a female lineup, because we're very big believers in supporting female country music artists, and supporting each other and giving opportunities to one another. So we're really, really excited with all the women who have said yes to being a part of it. That's really exciting. And yeah, other than that, it's just, I don't know what 2024 is going to hold, but I'm excited. I'm pumped.
It sounds awesome already, and that's only a few months.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, it has been a pleasure having you on, Bonnie, and you are welcome back anytime. So yeah,
Please,
new
I
music
would
comes out.
love.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on the show and everything that you do. Thank you. It's been a real pleasure chatting with you, and you really got me on the spot with some questions, and I love that.
They were good.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us for those crazy questions, because that's, like I said, we're here to have some fun and get people to know you and, you know, just enjoy, because I know you get asked the same things about music all the time, and sometimes it's nice to have that break.
Yeah, I love that. I love new questions. Thank you. That was very entertaining. I loved it.
Our pleasure. Well, thank you again, and thank you, friends, for joining us for another episode. Have a great day.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.